Hey guys, good to see you again. We're driving again. Out on errands. Seems like that's all we do. It's actually worse when he's in soccer or in Cub Scouts or whatever, or Boy Scouts now. But anyhow, he's still eating the bean and cheese burrito that was left over. It's kind of gross.
Right. It's been like 30 minutes.
I wish I could get I gotta get a new mount because it's shaking quite a bit. Seems like there's been a lot of road work that's been going on lately.
In our area. Well, now that I think about it, it's gonna be fun driving around.
It's a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day all day today. So, is there going to be any surprises for me when we get to the school?
I don't know, because everyone makes the same work, basically.
What do you mean they make the same work?
Like the same stuff. Oh, I forgot to bring my bag. Oh, wait. It's in my backpack.
You're so lucky. Wow. You're so lucky.
It's because we had to scan a QR code to do, like, this. I don't know what's for the teachers to do it. Hold on. I helped set up. That's a surprise.
Well, to let you know, we were actually watching some videos about stranger danger and how some kids have been abducted, and yeah, it's always a big concern of mine. I want to be honest. Honestly, I was more afraid for my daughter than I would have been for my son, only because he hasn't had a lot of social media exposure. Mainly he likes to play games, but I know that now, even gaming, because I used to play games myself, there's a lot of chances to meet new people and socialize and that kind of thing, especially with like Pokemon Go. There was a video where a guy ended up picking up a girl who was 12 years old, I think. And all he said was, "Hey, there's a rare Pokemon down the street," and she got into the vehicle with him. And luckily it was a social social experiment, and they ended up. The dad came out and was like really concerned. He's like, "Hello, why did you do this? Why'd you get in the car with a complete stranger?" It was really weird. The guy was probably my age, and she was 12 years old, and it's kind of weird. And who knows? Anything could have happened. There was a 10-year-old girl back in 2016 in New York City who was abducted, and she had been abused, and it was hard. It was hard to even listen to that newscast about it. But just for all you parents out there, you probably know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of concern. And I know we always talk about how things were different in my day. I always say that, and my dad said that too. And where we were able to go outside and walk around and go down to the woods and go hang out, ride our bikes, go fishing, and I would go like up to 20 miles away without my parents. But honestly, I don't think my parents knew at the time, and not realizing how dangerous that is. Sorry about the sun behind me.
It was a kid, don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but I was never alone. I was always with friends. I was with a group of friends. That's one of the. I think that's the reason why nothing ever really happened to us, or to me, is because I was never alone. I was always with 3 or 4 friends, and we had this tight little group, and we used to go everywhere together. And maybe that's another reason why your grandma and grandpa weren't so concerned about me. I still got in trouble there were times where I would stay out too late, but. I mean, what kid doesn't get in trouble, right? I'm sure there are a few that are out there, but... So, hopefully you learned something from those videos. No?
Yes.
And, that is a kind of a... The more I think about it, with social media, it is so easy for strange people, these weirdos, to go and just hook up with these kids, and the kids not knowing at all what's going on. They're posing as other children, and it's not right. I mean, there was like the Dateline NBC stuff, to be honest with you, I don't know what I would do if something happened to you or your sister.
What was the story about that? Well, that was from a video game, yes?
Yeah. A while back, my daughter was playing World of Warcraft, and she was just talking to somebody, and they ended up, asking for our address, and she didn't. Luckily, she was smart enough not to give them her address or anything like that, but she did talk to this particular person about, meeting up and coming out, and she thought he was, I think she thought he was like 16 or something like that, and she was 15 at the time. And I mean, I see both sides of things. Honestly, I want to tell my kids don't talk to anybody, but I know that's really difficult. And being that it was through a game, I was actually proud of her that the fact that she didn't give them our address, because that person actually could have spoofed his location and said that he was actually here in San Diego, and then things could have been really bad, but it didn't turn out that way. But what did happen was we ended up looking this particular person up on. There's tons of internet sites now that you can pay for and search people's names and that kind of thing. And it turns out that the guy was a pedophile. So luckily we were able to catch it before something really, really bad ended up happening. So, anyway, if this video doesn't make it to YouTube and we just kind of keep it in our archives for ourselves and for our grandchildren to watch this, you have kids, you could tell them about this stuff, because I'm sure social media is going to be bigger than it is now. Anyway, we're here at our location where we need to be. My son's open house, and we are going to go in, and we'll talk to you guys later. See ya.
Peace.